Don't let your current circumstances control your reality and your future, because I'm going to explain something in this video that's truly going to help you get to that next level, to where you can disregard circumstances and obstacles and conditions within your world and overcome those issues, because you don't want those determining what your future is going to be. And if you are reacting to these things in your three-dimensional world, then you're recreating them to keep happening in your world. You're going to continue to stay in the same world until you design your mind correctly and make that big mind shift to where you are now a creator and not a reactor. Okay, because you're either renouncing evil or renouncing negative things in your life, or you're resisting them. And if you're resisting negative things in your life, that means that you're giving them your focus, okay? So if something negative comes into your world and you become emotionally charged about that thing, you're instantly recreating more of the same sort of thing to keep happening to you in your world. Because understanding that you're living in a simulation can really break you free from this. And also, there's another method that I wanted to give you to where you can detach from things in your world. But I want to show you this view here behind me first. Look at this. Oh yeah, this is beautiful out here. But being grateful for that. But reacting to your simulation, okay? Whenever you get frustrated with something, or something comes into your world that you don't like, simply ask yourself this question: why am I so upset about this? What is the real reason why I'm upset about this, or I'm frustrated about this, or I don't like this? Because usually when something happens in your three-dimensional world, whether it be an unexpected bill or you get a flat tire running down the road, these things are developing you. They're leveling your character up within the simulation. That way you can make more money, or you can provide more service and value to the world. Remember that this process of so-called negative things happening to you, these things are leveling you up, getting you to that next level, to where if they happen again, you know what to do. Because otherwise, if you never got a flat tire driving down the road, and say you had to take a long trip, you're taking a trip and you're by yourself, and you have like this little scissor jack, and you've never used it before, and it's dark outside, and you don't know you've never used it before, you're gonna have some real trouble fixing that tire. But if you've done it before during the day, when it happened to happen at a time where it was more convenient and easier to do, but you had that experience of changing that tire, then you're more easily going to get through this, and you're not going to be impacted negatively about the situation. The more that you overcome different things in your reality, the more that you can overcome anything within your reality. So you got to think of it that way, in terms of that. And things also in your life that you need to determine, or you need to not react to. And this is actually a topic that came up today in the mastermind Zoom that we had in This World is a Simulation today. And it's about deaths, like if somebody dies in your family, or a loved one passes away, okay? Nobody really ever dies, okay? We're in a simulation. This is the high-tech simulated game that we're living in, and no one ever dies, okay? No one ever dies in this simulation. We carry on. That person still lives within you, and they're reborn within consciousness into another conscious being within the simulation. So you have to remember this stuff, and having that in your mind, you're not going to react to it as much. If you lose a loved one, it's natural to mourn a death of a loved one, okay? That's perfectly normal, but you just don't want to continue to mourn in that death for too long, because then you're creating more death in your life, or what you consent to being death, because you're reacting to that. You're becoming emotionally charged about that, and when you become emotionally charged about something, you're recreating that into your reality for tomorrow, next week, and the next year. So you have to remember this as you're shifting in your reality, as you're changing your new concept of self. It's okay to mourn a loved one, for a short period of time, but you need to shift your awareness to celebrate that person's life and realize that nobody ever dies. My grandfather passed away when I was in prison, but I know he still lives within me, and I have some of his knowledge because he gave it to me. He lives within me, and I'm able to produce content better now because of what he gave me. So he lives within me right now. My grandfather is actually a part of me right now, producing this content. So when you watch, if you miss my grandfather, you shouldn't. You should celebrate his life, but he lives within me, and I celebrate his life every day by producing content that he would absolutely love to see, and help as many people, and do things that I know that he would be proud of me about. These types of things, we have to look at our lives this way. And absolutely just a fantastic world we're living in. And we're living in a simulation. We're living in a simulation. And remember, everything that you're becoming emotionally charged about within the simulation, you're actually recreating those things. So when you have something negative come into your life and you become emotionally charged about that negative thing, then you're recreating that. Or if it's a positive thing, okay? So remember this too. You want to become emotionally charged about the positive things and the things that you want to occur more often in your life. So if you all of a sudden get unexpected amount of money, from someone or an unexpected source, become super grateful for that, super appreciative, and lock into that. That's something you want to happen more and more and more. Or if you get a new job or you get a promotion, you want to lock in on that and become really grateful for that and do really good with that new position that you have because you're super grateful for it. And then you're going to grow from there. You're going to get more promotions. You're going to grow your business, grow your brand, everything that you're trying to create, you're going to grow more of as you learn how to react and navigate within the simulation. But I think if I were to say the number one thing that really, really helps with not reacting within the simulation is knowing that it is a simulation and knowing that it's not real. And also identifying certain things and just asking myself, like the other day, I was driving in traffic, I was in the McLaren and I was driving and someone just cut me off and I had to slam on the brakes, otherwise they would have crashed right into me. And my initial reaction was, I was getting upset, I was getting emotional, and I'm like, I don't want to recreate this. So I'm thinking to myself, why am I upset about this? He didn't actually hit me, and even if he did, that's another situation that I would have to deal with. But I know in the end result would have ended in my favor. It would have taught me a very valuable lesson, to where I would avoid certain things like that again, and understanding what other people are going through in their own realities. And knowing that it's living in a simulation. If that happened to me, I would probably, get a big check from the insurance company, and I would upgrade to a car that I liked even more. And then I would lose the car. I would lose the McLaren for a while. Then when I got one back, I would be that much more grateful for the new one that I got. So there's always something, that is the end result that always happens in your favor. And when you have that mindset and you turn your mindset ever so slightly, you realize that, and you can really create a really fantastic life with this way, and also create more and more things. But this approach that I have, another part of this that I want to explain to you so you understand, is when you can perceive your life this way, like I just told you, that the process that I run through my mind with my mindset is the reason why that guy didn't hit me in my car, okay? It's the reason why I didn't crash into him, why I hit the brakes, okay? Why I avoided that entire situation is because my perception of it, my internal dialogue, the world that I'm creating saves me from things like that from happening, because I'm not subscribing to those things happening. So they become less common in my life as I continue, because of the perception that I have of negative things. When you have a perception of negative things in your life, that these things are happening for your benefit, then they stop happening, okay? They stop happening. Remember, we're living in an observatory world, a participatory world. How you participate and how you observe your world actually affects it. Your assumptions before something happens actually affects it happening to you. So when you have an assumption that everything is happening for your benefit, then everything starts happening for your benefit. Okay, so the way you're observing things, your mindset shift. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful out here. They got tennis courts down here. But I just really wanted to share that with you guys today. Absolutely amazing. And remember, it's a simulation. Enjoy your life. Don't be stressed out. Don't be worried. Take the importance out of the world itself, the simulation. Take the importance and the seriousness out of it, and just enjoy your life. Do the best you can. Doesn't mean lay around and eat honey buns and watch Netflix all day. But be smart, be integral, be honest, be disciplined, be hardworking, and change the labels of hard work and make it interesting work. And and help as many people as you possibly can, and create a beautiful life for yourself. Buy a supercar, buy a mansion, buy a Rolex. Have a great relationship. Travel the world. Go to Egypt. It's a simulation. It's designed for you, and you have to learn how to navigate within the simulation. navigate the simulation by understanding it, how it operates. And it's exactly what we're learning here. It's all coming from your imagination and your mindset and the imaginal pictures in your mind that you're creating from the story that you're telling yourself. But this video is about reactionary processes, okay? What you're reacting to is being recreated into the world, okay? So do not resist negativity. Renounce it by shifting your focus. And if you have a loved one that dies, it's okay to mourn that. But remember, nobody ever dies. And remember after a short period of time, you need to start to celebrate that person's life, to celebrate the times that you had with that person, and be like, you want to know what? This is amazing. If this loved one of yours was watching you now, they would want you to be happy. They would want you to be happy. And they live within you right now. They live within the simulation. No one ever dies. So they're watching you right now. So make them proud. Make them proud. And don't react. Renounce evil. Don't resist it. But when you have something positive in your life that you want to continue to happen to you, remember, you want to react to that. Become emotionally charged about those things. Like this beautiful view and the ocean view that I have here and the beautiful weather that we have. It's amazing. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.